He's cute. Alright guys, so we are finally getting out and about. We are off base on this video at the Hana Biyori Botanical Garden in Inagi, Japan. Since the last time you guys saw me, I have made a few friends, and all of these ladies are actually spouses of other military service members, one of which I've actually hung out with before all on my own, and the other ladies I actually met on this trip, which was really nice. This was actually the idea of one of these ladies to come here. Now, upon mention of this, Starbucks was the focal point, and in my mind, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to Starbucks, cool. But when we got there, you guys, I was so blown away at how beautiful this location was. There was so much to see, so come along with me and I'll show you around. Now, you get a relaxing atmosphere set with the music playing when you walk in the door, and then you're surprised by just a gorgeous chandelier of assorted flowers. The flowers that are in the greenhouse here include begonias, petunias, fuchsias, geraniums, and bellflowers. If you're a flower person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, it is a gorgeous sight, and there is plenty to walk around to see. In addition to the flowers, you've got trees, a number of different just plants in general. Some of the plants were actually available to be purchased. I didn't take anything home with me, but I kind of wish I had. I'm still getting used to different plant life and understanding what plants survive and what temperature, so I haven't quite invested in many plants just yet, but I definitely was inspired. And not only could you take the plants, there were some fish available to be purchased. So yeah, if you were interested in taking either of the two home with you that day, you could. They also have workshops available to create different plant artwork, and it was just really interesting. Now, these guys are actually not a part of the fish that were available for purchase. These are located in a huge aquarium that separates the floral side of Hana Biyori from the Starbucks side. So this is kind of like the barrier in between the two. The fish in this tank were just gorgeous though, some of which I didn't even think looked real from the outside. I mean, I had to get closer. Like this guy, like he doesn't even look like a real fish. He's beautiful, but nonetheless, after we looked around a bit at all the florals and all that good stuff, we stopped and looked at the fish tank, and then we went over to have lunch. Now, if you'll notice, even the florals on the table, like it was just really cute in there. I had something really basic to eat, but it was just a beautiful atmosphere. And then out the back door, we have this lovely courtyard that we stopped in that's just full of flowers, and it looks like they purposely were going for a fall theme. It was just a beautiful sight, very peaceful and relaxing, and I really enjoyed this. Now, I will say that this was probably the most unexpected but cute part of the tour. There was actually a set of otters that they had on display in between the actual dining portion of Starbucks and the exterior side near the pond. And they were so cute. They were just in there kind of playing around, and they had different descriptions of each one of them and their names and all of the information on those particular otters, which was adorable. It was very different. And from there, we left the Starbucks area and walked on through the botanical garden, which actually turned into much more than that. It was definitely a very nice nature view, just in a general sense. There were a few waterfalls scattered throughout. And we actually also got some really nice views too. Now, like I mentioned, although this is a botanical garden, it actually holds so much more value than that as well. It is kind of an homage to the Buddhist faith, which is one of the major religions that is practiced here in Japan. Now, I don't want to do a disservice to any of these monuments by misnaming them individually, but in a nutshell, what I was able to find is that these are basically different priests and masters that are highly regarded in Japanese Buddhism. The gardens were filled with different monuments like this, as well as some temples that hold sacred Buddhist significance. And just being able to walk through and see just elements of a different culture was pretty intriguing for me. And not only was it beautiful, but it did kind of prompt me to do some alternative research. Being from Atlanta, of course, I come from a melting pot of different cultures. It's not very hard to get a cultural experience in Atlanta. However, I think there is, now that I'm living overseas, a huge difference between being immersed in someone's culture in your settings and then walking out of that and going back into your Americanized viewpoints. There's a huge difference between that and actually being one with the culture, as it's all that is surrounding you. And I definitely felt a strong presence just being in this space. So it was a beautiful experience, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of it. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming along with me to check out, again, the Hana Biyori Botanical Garden in Inagi, Japan. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.